Through COVID-19, the planet has delivered its strongest warning yet that we must change our ways. Human activity has altered virtually every part of the land. As we displace the natural world, we're destroying vital ecosystems and the biodiversity that thrives on them.
Zoonotic Diseases, Nature's Self-Defense, Part 1 of 2. Continue watching to find out more.
Welcome to our show, Zoonotic Diseases, Nature's Self-Defense, Part 1 of 2, where we'll learn about how infectious diseases transmitted from animals to humans are destroying our biosphere and how nature is fighting back. For centuries, humans have been abusing Mother Nature and ignoring her pleas to stop.
Much of what we take for granted, our health, or even a walk, a breath of fresh air, feels in jeopardy. Through COVID-19, the planet has delivered its strongest warning yet that we must change our ways. Human activity has altered virtually every part of the land. As we displace the natural world, we're destroying vital ecosystems and the biodiversity that thrives on them. We are causing climate change, harming our ability to feed ourselves, opening the door to new illnesses such as COVID-19. It's time to listen to the planet's warnings. This is why we're asking you to act to protect nature. Actions for nature means a lower risk of future pandemics, achieving the Sustainable Development Goal, slowing climate change, healthier lives, better economies, being able to cherish that breath of fresh air or walk in the woods, protecting life itself. In a post-COVID world, we need to build back better. We need to protect the planet to protect ourselves. This means ensuring a healthy, natural world.
Nature is sending us a clear message. We are harming the natural world to our own detriment. Habitat degradation and biodiversity loss are accelerating. Climate disruption is getting worse. Fires, floods, droughts, and superstorms are more frequent and damaging. Oceans are eating and acidifying, destroying coral ecosystems. And now a new coronavirus is raging, undermining health and livelihoods. To care for humanity, we must care for nature. We need our entire global community to change course. Let's rethink what we buy and use, adopt sustainable habits, farming and business models, safeguard remaining wild spaces and wildlife, and commit to a green and resilient future. As we work to build back better, let us put nature where it belongs, at the heart of our decision-making.
We appreciate these important messages from our heroic UN leaders. You may ask why the environment is reacting in this way. Is it intentionally trying to harm us?
The wilderness do have a large number of pathogens just waiting to be exposed and released to the wild. The wilderness do have a large repertoire of these viruses as well as other infectious agents just waiting to be released when we cross the limit of exploiting it. So in one sense, this reservoir of emergent pathogen is something like the venom of snakes and hornets. It's just like that. Because hornets sting as well as snakes bite as part of their self-defense. Of course, no snakes would deliberately plan and execute a murder of murdering a human being. So my point here is like the venom of hornets and snakes, like the reservoir of the exotic zoonotic diseases, because these infectious diseases or infectious agents are stored deep inside our wilderness. It is the nature's defense weaponry. She would release it as new pathogens that we call when we cross our limits. So when we reach the threshold of the biodiversity loss, so these pathogens, these new pathogens are emergent pathogens are going to be released. So it all depends on our actions. A large number of studies have shown that pathogens are in a state of undiluted equilibrium in complex, stable and undisturbed ecosystem. So if the ecosystem remains in that state, which is undisturbed, stable and complex, then nothing is going to happen. This, we are perfectly safe. These pathogens are in a state of frozen condition, so it will never get released. But when we start poking it, just like poking the hornets or the snake, it will attack us, right? It's just the same case with nature as well.
Dr. Bast's clear analogy makes it easier to understand the link between environmental damage and animal-related maladies. We'll take a brief pause now to hydrate our bodies by drinking some pure, fresh coconut water. We'll return in a moment. Please stay tuned to Supreme Master Television. Attentive viewers, welcome back to our show. Dr. Bast will now share more of his precious knowledge on the topic of zoonotic diseases.
The consequence is just like when you poke on the hornets or the snake. Of course, the snake bites and hornets sting for defense. This is what is happening. So nature to fight back when disturbed for the sake of the defense of the nature. When the threshold of that biodiversity loss is crossed, reserved pathogens get released. And that is what we now call new pathogens. So you might wonder, what are the explicit reasons for these emergent diseases? What actions of us is responsible apart from the deforestation? Of course, deforestation is an obvious reason for it. So there are other reasons as well. For example, exotic bush meat trade. For example, pangolin, as in this picture. Pangolin is nothing but an anteater. It's a rare species. For example, the ivories are being sold, or many of these exotic stuff, the animal related products are available in our black market, and all is actually leading to the destruction in our biodiversity. Another very important reason is alternative medicine, though not many people are talking about it, because alternative medicines are very much interested to trade the endangered species. For example, Kida jadi. Kida jadi is nothing but a symbiotic creature of a caterpillar and fungus. So both are endangered species, but people do sell it. Alternative medicine propagandists do sell that it's very rare, it's mysterious, it's magical, it's a panacea or a cure for all. Do you have cancer? Oh, well, I know this is a very rare plant in the Himalayas. It can solve your problems with zero scientific evidence. This is a big problem. Another example could be monkey oil and snake oil. So the nature is a wonderful guru. Nature is a great teacher of all of our life. The nature is teaching the humanity how to lead a life in harmony with her. That means how to bring back this lost, this is totally collapsed ecosystem, go back to the healthy ecosystem. How to bring back the lost holistic balance, the equilibrium between biodiversity and human beings. So how to turn this highly damaged ecosystem to this, pre-industrial days, the ecosystem was thriving like this. So to go back, we have only one option: to embrace a lifestyle which is as low carbon footprint as possible, as much environmentally conscious and sustainable as possible. There are a lot of profound wisdom in our own ancient scripts. For example, this is an ancient Sanskrit verse from Purana goes. That means it's better to think of remedy before the problem arises. It's of no use to cry when the house is set on fire. See how profound the wisdom is? Prevention is better than cure, or simple lifestyle is a lot more better than complicated lifestyle. Yes, I'm talking about karma. Our actions are responsible for the consequences. Actions like damaging the environment and biodiversity, yes, the consequences are apparent, the emergent diseases like coronavirus. So in one sense, COVID-19 or any other emergent zoonotic diseases is nothing but nature's retribution. Mind that just like the case of hornets and snakes, it's not a deliberate or murdering, you see. These zoonotic diseases are nothing but nature's own self-defense strategy. Not offense, but it's defense.
Thank you, Dr. Felix Bast, for your timely insights into one of nature's self-defense mechanisms. It's clear now that following a simple, vegan, and eco-friendly lifestyle is all we need to do to restore Earth's biodiversity and protect our health from pandemic zoonoses such as COVID-19. Also, we would like to take this opportunity to express our deep appreciation to the world leaders, scientists, and medical professionals who sacrifice their valuable time and energy for the sake of all beings on our magnificent planet. Caring viewers, thank you for your company today during Zoonotic Diseases, Nature's Self-Defense, Part 1 of 2.